All right, you guys. I'm just going to keep admitting people as they keep coming on. Sue, don't yell at me. Okay. All right, you guys. Hey, thank you guys again for joining me on this. I want to make sure, yep, we're recording, making sure. Yes, we are. Okay. On our weekly team Zoom, it seems to be a hit. People keep coming back, so that makes me feel very good. I'm always open for suggestions and comments, feedback, constructive criticism, of course. So thank you. I hope that you guys are learning a lot and taking a lot away from who I'm bringing in. And this week we have my mindset coach that I hired, like 4 weeks ago now, Kathy? Something like that.
About 4 weeks ago.
And I love the strategy that she has. To be honest, I'll be completely transparent. I hired her for weight loss because I've tried every diet on the planet. And for whatever reason, it's just that it's a diet. So I need to shift my mindset around it. But once I started working with Kathy, I realized the formula that she was having me use could be applied to business. And so then when I went out to Rob Sperry and he had his amazing mindset coach she came out too. She used the exact same formula that Kathy used. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm definitely on the right track here. So I'm super pumped. I'm super excited. Kathy is going to talk about some common things that we might be facing in our businesses and how do we get around them mentally. I'm going to let her kind of explain what her situation is. If you have any questions, I'll keep an eye on the chat and try to field questions for her, and I'll interrupt her when needed. Kathy, is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so you're a little choppy, Kathy. You want to talk to me just for a second, make sure that you're good?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you guys can, I'm going to move my board closer to make sure you guys can see it. Can you guys see it pretty good?
Yes.
I'm going to
might want to move just a smidge closer if you can, but otherwise it's pretty good.
Okay, let me move this chair and I'll move it a little. Can y'all see?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started. The name of the presentation is 3 Secrets to Build a Mind-Blowing Business. And my name's Kathy Stone, and I'm a certified life coach with the Life Coach School. And I have been using my mind for many years to change a lot of different areas of my life. And I coach all things mindset. So weight loss, relationships, business, everything, because everything has to do with our mind and how we think. And it is just so important. And my objective today is to give you all a tool that you can use in all areas of your life. We're going to focus it tonight on your business, but you can apply it to every area of your life, and you're gonna love it. It's really simple and easy. And once your brain can wrap around it and you start practicing it, your life is going to change. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you the 3 secrets to mindset. And then I'm going to teach you the model, which is the tool that I was telling you about. And then I'm going to do some samples, some real life samples. And then I'm going to ask for some participation on a couple others, just so you guys can get the hang of it. And then we'll do some Q&A. And then I will ask you, like, if you're interested in hearing more about what I do and potentially working with me further, I'm going to just give you the information on how to get a hold of me and how we're going to do that. So let's get started. Okay, so secret number 1 is what you think is true is just your thoughts. So a lot of times we have thoughts that go through our minds and that we think are just truth. Like we've heard from a young age, we hear a lot that people run the other way from salespeople. That's kind of like a thought that people think a lot. Salespeople think that we think that people run away from us. So I've been in sales for 25 years. I built a real estate business, and now I'm building a coaching practice. So I've had to change my mindset around sales because I was thinking that, you know, people don't like salespeople and they run from them. And that is just a thought. Thoughts are just sentences in your brain. They're just sentences. They're not facts. They're just sentences that are in your brain. They come from programming. They come from years of conditioning. So maybe, you know, once somebody said to you, I don't like salespeople, then you take on that belief like, oh, well, salespeople aren't good or something like that. So they come from programming and messaging from teachers and families and friends. And we just like absorb these messages and we just don't even question whether they're true or not. And and we practice thought. So a practice thought, something that you practice over and over again in your mind, becomes a belief. So if you're thinking like you're not good enough or you can't make any sales, if you keep practicing that thought, it becomes a belief. You don't think that you're good at sales. You don't think that maybe you don't think people like you. Like if you think that enough, it becomes a belief. And like I said, we need to start poking holes in some of these sentences in our brains because a lot of them aren't true. They are just from conditioning and programming. And we have 60,000 thoughts a day roughly that go through our minds. Oh, I want you to be able to see this at the bottom. 60,000 thoughts a day. Let me see if I can move my camera. And 80% of them are negative. 80% of them are negative, and 95% of those are repetitive. So if you have a negative thought, it repeats itself. 95% of them keep repeating themselves. So it can be really hard to change because they're so subconscious. And like I said, we just believe that they're true. But all thoughts are optional. Everything that you think about, everything in your brain is just a thought, and it's all optional. You can choose to believe whatever you want. So it's a choice. So once you start looking at some of those beliefs and some of those thoughts, then you can start poking holes in them and start thinking in a new way. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do a little bit tonight. So we have to separate our thinking from we have to separate from our thinking. We have to it's kind of like you empty out a purse because you want to kind of see what's in there. Well, it's the same way with our brains. We kind of want to empty out our brains to see what's in there. So we want to look at all those thoughts and we want to really separate from those to see if they're really serving us. Because we want to think more intentionally in our lives, because what happens is our brain always goes to the past. So if we aren't intentional about our thoughts, our brain is just going to keep repeating the past. And I don't know about you all, but as I got older, I started realizing that I'm still doing the same things that I did. There's like different players involved, but I still feel the same way. There were times that I still felt like I was in high school because I was still getting my feelings hurt. That's really crazy. So we have to learn to think on purpose and to be more intentional about what goes on in our brain. Okay, secret number 2. Circumstances don't cause our feelings, thoughts do. So circumstances are facts outside of our control. So if you have a friend that you ask to be a stylist and she says no, that's just a circumstance. That's just a fact. She said no. COVID is just a circumstance. COVID-19 is just a circumstance. We don't have any control over it. We don't have any control over our kids, what they say and do. We don't have any control over our spouse, what they say and do. We don't have any control over Mother Nature. And so those are just facts. The fires in California, that's just a fact. COVID is a fact. Your child saying something, saying they don't want to take their nap, that's just a fact. So what people say and do are just facts. And when you ask someone and they say, no, I don't want to be a stylist, or no, I don't want to have a party, that's just a fact. It's all neutral because we don't have any control over that. So circumstances don't affect us unless we make them mean something about us. So if we think that it's like the worst thing in the world that this friend said no to us, we're going to feel disappointed or rejected. Or if somebody doesn't text us back, we're going to feel like they don't care about it. We could make it mean anything we want. But the only time circumstances have power over us is when we make it mean something about us personally. So the circumstances are facts, and then the thoughts we have about the circumstances are the stories that we tell about the circumstances, and it causes a lot of drama in our lives. Our circumstances don't define who you are. See if you can see this. They don't define who you are. So whether you have a big team or a small team, or no matter what your weight is, no matter what your relationship status is, no matter how much money you have, none of those things, those are all circumstances, none of those things who you are as a person. Every single one is worthy and lovable and capable no matter what. And a lot of us go through our lives trying to manipulate circumstances to make ourselves feel better. So we think that, oh, we'll just, well, if we had more money, we'd feel better. Or if we had a new house, we'd feel better. Or if we weighed 20 pounds less, we'd feel better. Or if our kid would stop smoking pot, we'd feel better. Or if our child wasn't gay, we would feel better. And we think that it's these outside circumstances that are the cause of our feelings, but they aren't. It's the way we think about those circumstances. And so most people go through their whole lives trying to manipulate circumstances to feel better instead of really looking at their thinking and really changing their thoughts. And secret number 3 is thoughts create results. And that's why it's so important to do thought work, because our thoughts are like, our brains are like computers. So if you're putting all these negative messages into your brain is programmed to go out and look for evidence to prove these thoughts true. So if you're thinking that no one wants to join a party or have a party, your brain's going to go out there and look for evidence to prove that thought true. I help my weight loss clients a lot with this when they think that they're out of control with food. When you think you're out of control with food, your brain is going to go out there and prove that thought true. So it really actually causes you to continue the cycle, because your brain is just, when you program that thought into your brain, and a lot of these thoughts, like I said, have been there for years. That's why people stay in these vicious, cycles with like overeating and things like that. So thoughts cause our feelings. Feelings drive our actions, and actions create our results. So thoughts create results. That's why, because your thoughts cause your feelings, and feelings and your actions create your results, because what you do on a daily basis is ultimately going to create your results. But your thoughts are the start of all of that. So those are the 3 secrets. And this is the model that I want. And I know I'm going through this really fast. So we'll do some questions at the end if y'all have any questions. But so the model is a great tool, because every single problem we have in our life is based on one of 5 things. So anytime you have an issue in your life, it's going to be one of these 5 things. It's either going to be a circumstance. It's either going to be your thoughts. It's either going to be a feeling you have. Maybe you feel anxious or afraid. It's either going to be an action you're taking, like maybe you're overspending, or you're not taking action. That's an action, because you're not taking action. Or the results that you have in your life. So if you only have one stylist under you, that's the result that is created by your actions. So you can plug in anything that you have, and you can if you're feeling anxious, you can ask yourself, what am I thinking? What are the circumstances that are causing me to think that thought? And then if you're like not taking action, what are you feeling that's causing you not to take action? What kind of results do you want? What kind of actions do you need to take to get those results? So you can put any problem you're having into the model and you can work it. And it's a way to really separate your circumstances like from your thoughts, because everything in this, every circumstance is really neutral. If someone says no, if someone says yes, it's all neutral. It doesn't affect, like I said, it doesn't determine your value. It's all how you think about it. So this is the model, and we're going to try a few examples. Now, I did this one on my own just to kind of show you how it works. And then you guys can make sure you see everything. So the circumstance, and this is a goal. So I used a goal. So one recruit or one stylist is the goal. And you have a thought that your thought is no one wants to join. How do you feel when you think no one wants to join? Well, a lot of people feel defeated. You may feel something else. I just did a sample. You feel defeated, so you don't talk to people, you hide, you indulge in self-loathing, and you complain. And the result of that is that you don't even give people the opportunity to join because you're doing all of this. So you're not even giving people the opportunity to join. So you're thinking, your belief is that no one wants to join, but the truth of it is that you're not giving people the opportunity to join. So your brain, when you think no one wants to join, your brain goes out there and actually proves that thought true, because you're not talking to people, you're hiding, you're indulging in self-loathing, you're complaining that no one wants to join. So you don't even give people the opportunity to join. So I call this like failing before you're even, it's almost like you're failing before you even try. You're quitting on yourself before you even try. And this is called like impossibility, because you don't feel like there's anything possible and you get stuck in this cycle. And your brain wants to keep you in this cycle because our brains want to keep us safe. They want to, our brain is wants to keep avoid pleasure, avoid pain, seek pleasure, and have everything easy. So your brain's going to say, oh, you don't want to talk to people. No one wants to join. Oh, you don't want to do that. And your brain is just going to offer you all these thoughts. So once you're aware of that, then you can be more intentional about it. But your brain just wants to keep you in this cycle because it wants to protect you. It wants you to hide. It doesn't want you to evolve and grow, because we have the same brain that we did when we were in the caveman days. So we still have the same brain, but it doesn't really work. It's working against us now because there's nothing to be afraid of out there. We can ask people and they can say no and no and no, and it's not going to hurt us. So there's no reason to be afraid.
Kathy, can you hear me for a sec?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's asking a couple of questions. I totally get this because I'm familiar with it. I do love it, and I'm not well practiced at it. Just FYI, you guys, I'm getting there, but not there yet. I did have a question. What is under actions? What did you say under action? Can you read everything so everyone can like go over from what you have?
So the circumstance, so the C is a circumstance, T is thoughts, feelings, actions, results. So it's CTFAR, if you can remember that for short, CTFAR. Circumstances can trigger thoughts, thoughts cause feelings, feelings drive actions, and actions create results. But if you could remember CTFAR, so for this model, and this is where a lot of people might be, when the circumstance or the goal, because you put a goal in your circumstance line, would be one recruit or one stylist that you want to get. but your thought about that is no one wants to join. So when you think no one wants to join, a lot of people feel defeated. And so they don't talk to people, they hide, they indulge in self-loathing, and they might complain like this doesn't work, or this works for some people, but it's not going to work for me. And the result of that is that you don't give people an opportunity to join because you're doing all of this stuff. You're not talking to people, you're hiding. So it's not that no one wants to join, it's that you're making a choice not to give people the opportunity to join. So this is, we call it like a before model. When I help people, I try to find out exactly where they are. And it's usually like impossibility because they just spin in this cycle here. So we want to get you to possibility, which is the other model. So one stylist, so this is the same goal, one stylist, one recruit, and your thought could be, it's possible that someone wants to join. So instead of just being negative about it, no one wants to join, you could just open it up and say, it's possible that someone wants to join. Now, you're not going to go to Rainbows and Daisies. Everybody wants to join. Everybody is so excited about this. We just want to open it up, and we want to get you out of this negative mindset into possibility. So it's possible that someone wants to join. And you could, when you think it's possible, you become more willing, or you feel willing, or you might feel excited. And then from an excited, willing feeling, you would ask people, or you'd post on social media, or you'd have a party, or, you know, any other kinds of actions you'd take from an excited place. So from a defeated place, you don't feel, you know, you don't take the actions you need to take, but from an excited or a willing place, you take actions. And then the result is, I find someone that's interested. So this is possibility, and this is impossibility. So the way to get to this is that you have to start practicing this thought. It's possible that someone wants to join. Now, this thought, no one wants to join, is still going to be there. It's like you're not going to be able to get rid of it completely. It's like trying to push a beach ball under the water. It's still going to come up, but you can say to your brain, well, there's a possibility that someone wants to join. And you all can believe that, right? Because look at all of you all joined. So there is a possibility. And so we have to poke holes in this. No one wants to join, because we have to poke holes in that, because that's not really the truth. Okay, what you got?
Okay, just real quick. I liked your example that you gave me, because somebody might be out there and be like, it isn't possible. Not in my area. Okay, like I can already hear it. Okay, but what I liked about you when we were talking about you writing a book, okay, you're talking about writing a book. You told me what? Because basically that thought has to be something that you can sink your teeth into and really, really, truly believe, no matter how basic you think that it is. So Kathy's thought for writing her book was, Kathy?
Well, I can write English words. I know things that can help people, just very basic, you know.
And
I would get writing block, you know, I get blocks in my writing. So it's like, okay, I can write English words. Because you get into all this, you know, it has to be perfect. And so you want to keep it really basic. That's why I said, because no one wants to join. It's kind of like when I say that I'm terrible at writing, it's like, I'm not going to get anything done. With no one wants to join, you're not going to really get any movement. But if you can think it's possible that someone wants to join, or there's a chance someone wants to join, or then you can
or
at
there's
least be
people
open.
out there that like nail polish, or there's people out there that do want to work from home, or,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it's true, because we have evidence of it in all companies. Even if it's not Color Street, people want to work from home. That's true.
Yeah.
It's a thing that you can maybe bite on. you
Yeah.
know, because it has to become that basic at times when you're really struggling with what thought you want to make it something you can believe. If you're blowing sunshine and roses up your caboose, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. People like to get their nails done. People like
Affordable products.
affordable. People want to save money. Yeah, anything that your brain can believe, because it has to be believable, so that your brain can just, like for me, it was just like, I can write English words. Like I can believe that. I can't believe that I'm a great writer, but I can believe that I can write English words. I do believe that. So it has to be something that your brain can believe, so that you can when you get in a tough spot, that you can go back to that thought and say, oh yeah, people like nail polish. People want to look nice and take care of their hands. Or it's possible someone might want to join. To go back to that thought, and then you can build on that. But we just have to get you into possibility, because right now you're in impossibility, and then you feel defeated, and it's just like a vicious cycle, and you can't move forward. So we got to get you into possibility. So does anybody have any questions about this?
If you do, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Or you can type it. Let's see. Debbie says, hold on, let me go. Debbie says, people like convenience. Mariah says, simple positive thoughts can cause major positive results.
Yeah.
Through
Just
that.
keep it really simple. Like the brain likes really simple. Really, really simple. Okay. So we're going to do a couple with you all. And this one has to do with a circumstance or a goal of booking one party. So the thought that someone told me was, my parties suck. So what do you feel when you think my parties suck? What's the feeling?
You guys can unmute and let's be a little chatty. Say it again, Jen.
Inadequate.
Inadequate. Okay.
Like I don't want to do it again.
Okay.
Failure.
Okay.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
Failure. Avoidance.
Defeated.
Yeah. Okay. Defeated.
Lack of confidence.
Yeah, those are all great feelings. So when you feel, let's just pick one of these. Let's pick inadequate. When you feel inadequate, what do? What actions do you take?
Stop trying.
Okay, stop trying. So it's inaction.
Complain.
Pardon me?
Complain.
Complain.
Blame other people.
Blame.
I get mad.
Okay. So you get angry.
Question my ability to do it.
Okay, self-doubt. What else?
Call your leader for help.
But is that something that you do when you're feeling inadequate? Do you call your leader? Or does that come from a different feeling?
Try not to let it get that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I don't have parties.
Yeah, you don't have parties.
Not having parties.
Hide.
Hide.
Play small.
Play small.
Totally.
Anything else? Do you indulge in confusion or self-pity or?
Totally confusion. Like maybe I don't know how to run a party, even though I've had a lot of successful parties,
Mm-hmm. So maybe indulge in some confusion.
An action I take is I retrace my steps and try and figure out what I did wrong that I can do better for the next time.
Okay, so you evaluate. And the result of that is that your parties suck because you're not practicing and getting better, because you're not having any parties. Because when you practice, your parties get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
But when you stop trying and you hide and you play small and you complain and blame and get angry and you doubt yourself and you don't have parties and you indulge in confusion, you're not getting better. Do you see that?
I do.
I see that.
Yeah. So it's not that your parties suck. It's just it's your thought that's the problem. Because when you think my parties suck, your brain goes out there and looks for evidence. And it does all of this, hiding, playing small, complaining, blaming. And the result is that your parties suck because you don't practice. So it's
Okay,
not like,
there is a comment that says sometimes the failure is out of your hands.
so, well, failure, we've been taught that failure is bad. But failure is actually good because we can always learn from failure. And the more times you fail, the better you're going to get and the more you're going to learn. So we've been taught this is another thought that we've been taught, that failure is not good. From a young age, we're told you have to get straight A's, you don't want to fail, you have to get good grades. And a lot of people don't go out there and take risks because they're afraid of failure. And that's why there's so many people that don't succeed, because they're so afraid of failure that they don't try. But really, failure is a good thing. The thing that's not good is quitting. Quitting is not good. Failure is actually the second best thing. The first best thing is success. The second best thing is failure. The third thing is quitting. So failure is actually a good thing. It's just the way that you think about it. And it's not really failure. You just keep learning. It's a learning opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a party, what do you consider? Because when you consider a party a failure, that's a thought. What happened at the party that caused it that you thought it was a failure? What's a failure at
Someone
a
will say
party?
that the hostess doesn't show up.
The hostess doesn't show up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's a circumstance. It's like totally neutral. And that's just like part of the process of starting a business and running a business. And that's going to happen a lot. Like I started my coaching business and I have people that don't show up for consults. That's just a part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually you get people that show up for the consults, but then they don't sign up to work with you. You know, so it's like, it's baby steps, but it's all a part of the process. What happens is people quit too soon. So you quit before going through the process of just going through when hostesses don't show up. That's just a part of the process. That doesn't mean it's a failure. That's a part of like,
totally could not agree with you more. I could not agree with you more, because I feel like a lot of times people feel like they stink at it and then they give up way too soon before, because and I can say that from experience, but I didn't give up. That's why I can say that, because I've been here for 3 years and I can't tell you it was a walk in the park the whole time, but I learned a lot, and I learned from what didn't work to what did work. I also sought out answers from people who were doing it right, because clearly someone's doing it right. So I'm like, who are those people and how do I get in hold of them? And then I would tweak things and I would try new different things, or I would change my mindset, because mindset was a huge, huge role. So like, because I see a lot of people saying, you know, I don't have orders, I didn't reach the 300 minimum, the hostess ghosted me. Here I'm reading all these. All this stuff does happen, and it doesn't feel very good. But I think it is because of the thought that you have that you were a failure versus, wow, I didn't get the $300 minimum, which by the way, that's okay. That is going to happen. See my thought about that? See, my thought is that's okay. That's going to happen. It doesn't affect me actually at all. But like I do, when people ghost me, I have to say to myself, okay, what did I do that didn't work and what have I done that has worked? I'm going to switch that stuff up, or I'm going to give it another go, or whatever. Right, Kathy? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. And it, like I said, those are all circumstances. If somebody doesn't show up, it's a circumstance. And then if you make it mean that you're a failure, that's going to make you feel defeated. But it's just a circumstance, and none of that defines who you are as a person. If 20 people don't show up as a hostess, you are still lovable and worthy and capable. That doesn't define you. Those are all outside things. But we get so used to putting our looking for approval outside of us, so we think that if someone doesn't show up, that there's something about us. It has nothing to do with you. You are totally worthy and valuable and lovable, just like you are,
and capable to do this business.
and capable to do this work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that no's mean absolutely nothing, except that the more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes.
Mm-hmm. See, Mariah has the
just-
right attitude. I got to tell you, you can spot them from a mile away, because she says if you get one connection call, it's a win, guys.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Because you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I've got 10 people who want to sign up and be rock stars within 5. I mean, it doesn't seem to be the nature of any sort of business I've ever been a part of, whether it's this one or something else,
Mhm.
So if you
Yeah.
get one connection call, you've done something right. Totally.
And you have to believe in yourself before you actually get the connection call, because you have to believe in yourself before it happens. You have to have that self-belief, because if not, you're basing you're putting all your you're basing it on what other people say, and you're, like I said, you are totally capable. So you have to believe in yourself before you get a lot of people that say yes, because you just have to have that belief in order to get people to say yes. So self-belief is so important, and it doesn't matter if you have everyone that says no. You can still believe in yourself. You can still believe in yourself. And that's the most important thing. So many people think that just because a bunch of people said no does not mean that you can't do this.
And this is Debbie. You come right in with a sweeping thing. So Debbie DiMartino says, my first 3 parties that bombed, I got my first 3 team members from. You know what I mean? And then like Brittany Mecke, you guys, I talk about her quite frequently. There's a gal in Color Street. She was a hot mess express when she started Color Street, and now she's like the world's greatest Color Street stylist. But the first 5 months, she didn't sign anyone. She didn't have her first recruit until month 5. And now she's like, she got the Color Street Award at convention, and she's like this big wig, and she didn't know what she was doing, and she was a felon, and I mean, she was a whole sort of situation going on. And that's why I always fall into belief of this isn't over until you say it is, because there's always something else waiting on the other side of the door. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. And you, like I said, you have to have that belief first. That is so important. That way you can go out there and do your job, and you can feel good no matter what, if somebody doesn't show up, or if you have someone that doesn't want to join, or you don't reach your minimum, you can still feel good about it because you have that self-belief. It's part of the process. It's like when you have a little baby, I learned this from my coach. When you have a little baby, you can't expect it to dress itself. And that's like your business. You have to treat your business like a little baby. And you don't, after one party, or, like I said, you have this little baby and they're not even 1 years old, and you're expecting them to dress themselves.
I love that.
Yeah, you have to treat it like a baby, and you have to be compassionate with yourself too, because it takes time for a baby to grow into someone that can put their clothes on. So it just takes a while and you have to have patience. But most of us, because our brains want instant gratification, they're like, oh, well, forget it then. You know, and it keeps you stuck in this cycle and you quit trying. So you have to be so aware of those thoughts that come up. So let's do a possibility. What could you think instead of my parties suck? What would be a thought that you could believe? That your brain
I'm gonna
could,
rock this party.
I'm gonna rock this party. Anything else?
Oh, Amanda says my parties are possibilities.
Okay.
I like that.
My parties are possibilities.
Yes.
Okay. And then how do you feel when you think I'm going to rock this party or my parties are possibilities?
Empowered.
Empowered. That's a good feeling. And then what do you do when you feel empowered? What kind of actions do you take?
Bold ones.
Pardon me?
Bold actions.
Bold actions. So you schedule a party or schedule more parties?
Or
More
even
parties.
you ask.
Definitely.
Ask more people? Anything else that you would do?
Maybe you're more willing to take a risk and try something new.
So you take more risks. What's something that you could try? What's something new that you could try?
Maybe changing up like your party format or challenging your guests or customers to hit the 300 instead of you wanting yourself to do the 300 minimum.
So challenge the guests, change the format, take more risks, ask more people. Anything else?
Goals for yourself.
I'm sorry?
Set higher goals for yourself.
Set higher goals. And the result of that is that your parties don't suck. Or your parties are possibilities. My parties are possibilities. We want to always, the results are always, we take responsibility for our own results. So my parties are possibilities. My parties rock. Because you're doing all of this, because you're taking these actions. So we want
to feel so much better.
Yeah.
Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Something I started doing a long time ago was removing the words fail, flop, suck about parties. I don't think them. I don't say them. If a party doesn't hit the 150 in sales, I think about it as it didn't qualify. I sincerely thank the host, and that took time to get that right, but I sincerely thank the host for her time, and I bless and release and move quickly on to the next.
Yeah.
And
That's so important.
Heather works very, very diligently on her mindset. This is something she works at daily, and it shows. It shows.
Yeah. That is really important, to eliminate those words like I failed or flopped or sucked or it's so destructive, and there's no way to improve upon it when you're in that mindset. Well, you just kind of stay stuck in this cycle. So we have to really neutralize those thoughts. And I love what you said about that the party didn't qualify, because it's so much more neutral than the party flopped. I mean, that can be so negative, and it just, that those words make us feel defeated. It's kind of like when I help my weight loss clients, it's when you are talking to yourself and you say that you're so fat, you're just not going to get anywhere telling yourself you're fat. It's just a thought. It's not a fact. It's just a thought, and it's a mean thought. And if you can just say, I have a body, if you can just neutralize it, to just get away from beating yourself up and putting yourself down, if you can just do that, because like I said, all that negativity just makes you feel, it just doesn't make you feel good. And it's like we're hitting ourselves in the, we're hitting ourselves in the face, basically, with our own thinking. And we think it's coming from outside our circumstances, but we're doing it to ourselves.
Yep, you have
We're
a choice.
blaming it on the party, or the hostess that didn't show up. But it's really that we're doing it ourselves. And people, I'm going to teach you another quick mindset tool. We tend to have manuals for how people should behave. And I know this because I've been in sales for a long, long time. And I have manuals for like how my buyers and sellers should behave, because I did real estate for like 25 years. And I had manuals. Oh, a seller shouldn't do this. A buyer shouldn't do this. So we have manuals like, oh, a hostess, when they commit, they should show up. But that's just because we have this manual. We think that people should do what we want them to do, and they just don't. And so we have to drop that manual, but that's for another time. But I just wanted to throw that in there.
Love it.
But does anybody have any questions about this model? We want to stay in possibility.
Love it. And I want to say to this too, Kathy, like reverse engineering. So are you going to talk about that?
Yeah. So we can do, let's do a reverse engineering. So what would be the goal that you want?
I'm letting you folks tell her.
What's a goal that you all want to achieve?
$1,000.
$1,000. So that's what you want for your result. Okay. So we'll change this out. We'll just put, so that would be our goal, $1,000. Okay. What would you think if you had $1,000? What would you think? You've made $1,000. What would you be thinking?
I know what
awesome.
What's that?
I'm waiting.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. Or that's awesome.
I finally did it.
Okay. I finally did it. What would you be feeling?
I can do it again.
I want to do it again.
I can do it again.
I can do it again. I can do it again.
I hit my goal. Another one.
Okay. I hit my goal.
Woohoo.
Okay. So if you're thinking, I finally did it, I can do it again, what would you be feeling?
Confident.
Confident?
Happy.
Pumped up.
Pumped up?
Capable.
Accomplished.
Happy, capable. And what would you do? So you're feeling confident, pumped up, happy, capable. What kind of actions would you take?
Immediately do the same thing I did to get that $1,000.
Okay. So you would,
Ivana, I love you.
so you'd talk to more people?
Yes. Try to book a vendor fair.
Book parties?
Go back through my contact list and call those no's because I'm feeling so confident. I can change those no's into yeses.
Yeah. Call people. And then you create $1,000. So if you want to create $1,000, you're going to have to you're going to have to become the person that's already achieved the goal. You have to have that belief that you have to have that mindset. This is awesome. I'm doing it. And you have to feel that confidence and that happy and capable, those feelings, so that you can take these actions to earn that $1,000.
Before it happens.
Before it happens, you have to believe in yourself and adopt the thoughts of your future self that made that $1,000. So your future self, your 3 months down the line, future self has made $1,000. This is her. And she's thinking, I hit my goal. I finally did it and I can do it again. And she's feeling confident and pumped and happy and capable. And she's taking action every day, calling people, booking parties, talking to people, letting them know what she does, posting on social media, and she gets her result.
Yep. And I'm going to give you an example of what she gave me when we first started working out in the weight loss situation. Because I'll be honest, I'm 200 pounds, and I don't want to be 200 pounds. But so she asked me what the circumstance was, 200 pounds. What are my thoughts about that? What are my feelings about it? Actions. You can only imagine, okay, what kind of crap I was thinking about that and all of that. Then she scooted me over just like she's doing now. And she's like, okay, where do you want to be? Like, I would like to be 160 pounds. And so then you should see the thoughts on that. I'm like a rock star, okay? My thoughts are like, woo! I'm like walking around my house naked and I feel amazing, you know, the whole thing. And so moving forward, you know the feeling that, everything. The results are you feel amazing and confident. Okay, great. So now as I move through my life, daily life, and it is practice, this is not happening overnight. So I want to encourage you guys that this is don't not use this model because it doesn't work overnight, because it's not gonna. You've trained your brain for a very long time. But when I want to take an action that is not in alignment with my 160-pound self, I say, that's not what a 160-pound girl would do. That's not what she would do. So I have to remind myself of who I want to be and then take the actions of where I'm going. And that's just in weight loss. But I also have to do that in business with Color Street every single day. I want to be a Sapphire National. So I need, this is what a Sapphire National would do. This, or if I want to do something like blow it off, that's not what a Sapphire National would do. Like I've got to talk to myself where I'm going, not where I am. And it works. When you get that in your mind and you really do the mantras. I know Heather's, I brag on her all the time with her mindset, but I can tell you that's exactly how she does it. She doesn't even allow the stuff that you are not liking enter her mind at all. It's just not even, it's not even worth it. It's not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, because if you are like afraid to talk to people, like your brain is going to go out there and prove that thought true. So that's why you have to believe that you're doing it, that there's a possibility that people want to join, that I'm fine, I'm doing it and I can do it. So because if you believe this, then your brain is going to prove that thought true. And you will do it eventually. But it does take time. Learning this and practicing it and really getting onto yourself, really being aware of those thoughts that your brain throws at you. It just takes time to be aware. Awareness is the first step. And then you just have to keep practicing. It's like learning to ride a unicycle. You're not going to get up the first time. It's like learning a foreign language. You're not going to be able to go to Italy and know how to communicate with everyone. It takes time. So it's about having compassion for yourself and patience and trusting the process and not quitting and failing, letting yourself fail. And the worst thing that can happen is when you fail is a feeling, embarrassment, disappointment. That's the worst thing that can happen. And if you're willing to feel any emotion, you're not going to be afraid to take risks, because you're going to know that's just an emotion and I can handle any emotion. And you can always have your own back. You can trust yourself. And remember that nothing defines who you are, that no matter what, you're worthy, lovable, and capable, no matter what happens. So.
Kathy, thank you. Do you have any more? Because we're running low on time, and I just
I was just going to say, and if you guys have any questions or would like to find out further if coaching is a good fit for you, you can just email me at coachkathystone.com, and we can do a free consult. I'll hop on the call with you for an hour, and we can just go through, different areas of your life. And once you learn it has a ripple effect in every area, because how you do one thing sometimes is how we do everything. So yeah, so thank you so much for letting me be here.
Kathy, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I know for a fact. Thank you. I hope you guys loved her as much as I love her. She's so great. Give her a little round of applause. Thank you so much. Please contact her and just get a consult, because Kathy knows her stuff. She's done it. She's lived it. She's conquered it. She applies what she coaches, and it doesn't hurt to talk to somebody and just see if it's a fit for you, if that's what you want. She came on to give you an idea, because I said, how do we apply this to my business? And then I was like, wait a minute, can you come on and help with my team? So this is not a plug for Kathy, but I did tell her, plug yourself because you're really good. And somebody might need your help in any area, whether it's relationships. She's super good with relationships, weight loss, and business. So any of those 3 categories or more, I think anything in life she can help you with. It's kind of nice to spit stuff out. I'll talk to her all the time and she'll be like, that's just a thought, Angelique. And I don't even hear myself saying it. So it's kind of nice to have somebody call you to the carpet a little bit. Kathy, you're getting a lot of love, a lot of thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it was of value to you all, and just, keep going. Don't quit. You can do it.
Yeah. This is somebody coming from real estate. So, you got to be tough in real estate too.
Yeah.
So what is Kathy at? What is it? Kathy at
coachkathystone.com. Kathy at coachkathystone.com.
Send me that information and I'll make a graphic and put it in my team page.
Okay,
tomorrow
great.
When I post.
Yeah, I'm working on my website, getting that all revamped. So.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks, Kathy. I'm gonna just do a wrap up with the team here. So if you want to hop off, you can. I just want to appreciate it, and I'll talk to you on the flip side tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. Thank you
Kathy.
all. I hope you have a wonderful evening.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, bye.
Okay, guys. So I know we're a little over time, but I loved it. I hope you guys enjoyed that just as much as I do when I work with her. She's fantastic. I do want to just run over a couple of things because I said I would, and then I'm going to hop you off of here. Okay, so we had a corporate leader meeting this morning, so I want to just run over a few things. Halloween, whoop, whoop, is coming out tomorrow. Big deal. This is one of our biggest launches. If you're a newer stylist, Halloween is one of our biggest. People just seem to love it. Please, we've been encouraged to encourage you not to storm the site tomorrow, because they have made plenty of strips, just as much as they made for fall per SKU, and they are not concerned at all for running out, because fall has not run out yet. So there's no reason to storm the site. When you see them live, I promise you, I will not be the first one. I never am the first one, ever. I've said that a million times and I still stick by it. I'm like, I will get what I need. I promise I will. So I don't ever do that. It is still 2 per SKU. They had planned on lessening those up, but there was a situation with one of the machines. I don't know, and it doesn't really matter. A machine malfunctioned, and so it kind of put them back on being able to do it. They're hearing us. They know we don't like the 2 per SKU. They're working really diligently to loosen that up. And so that's coming. Just give them some time. They're doing the best they can. I totally know it's frustrating. But don't storm the site. Be super pumped about Halloween, because they're super cute. And they're coming out with the restocks tomorrow, but I don't know what time. Usually it's 3 p.m. Central, but I looked and it didn't say that. So be on the lookout, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to storm the site. So it doesn't freaking matter when they come out. You're going to get them when you get them. Okay. Also, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Between September 1st and the 20th, so far, we have 25 million in commissionable volume. That just means what we've totally sold, not kits, not business supplies, nothing like that. It's just nail strips. So 25 million in commissionable volume. We've had 6,912, so 6,912 people enroll for the month of September. Let's see. They are currently, let's see, shipping last orders from Wednesday and Thursday of last week. tomorrow they're going to be shipping or hoping to get to Saturday and Sunday's orders that were put in. Okay, hold on. Okay. I like this. Tomorrow is Lauren Granado. She's going to be doing the Tuesday training. Make more money by working smarter, not harder. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's got little kids. She let her business fail at some point and she brought it back. She's one to listen to, so make sure you hop on that tomorrow. Also, I'm almost done. See. Okay, next week, next Monday, we'll have Director Courtney Zuckerman come in and talk. I just spoke with her today. She's on here. Hi, Courtney. She's going to be talking about her Color Street story, how she started, I believe, in February. Don't kill me, Courtney. I didn't write it down, but she's already hit director, and her team has exploded. I want her to kind of share her tips and tricks and kind of her story on what happened. And maybe inspire you and also help you in any way. So she's going to come on next Monday to talk about that. Anybody who's interested in our book club, it's still happening Wednesday from 9 to 10 Central Time. It's a Zoom. We will read aloud to one another so you don't have to come with a homework. It's kind of nice. I have been in a book club like this for years outside of Color Street doing something else, but I love it because we come and we don't have to feel pressure to have it done, and we don't feel bad if we don't. So we read it together. It's super skinny. If you want to do it and you didn't get your book, it's okay. Just come and listen and then come with your book the next time. It's not going to be a problem. It's all good. Yes, I will record it. For those of you who are going to want to watch it, I don't know why you would want that, but maybe you'll want the discussion. So that's something, because we will stop and discuss if somebody wants to. We'll stop and discuss it. I've invited Megan Haskins' team to come with us. There's a ton of people. There's 30 people in there already, I think, pretty much. So that's exciting. And then anyone who's local to St. Louis, I'm having team dinner at my house Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time this Wednesday. Because a lot of the local ladies, and myself included, we miss our bonding time. I encourage you that are not in this area, and if you feel comfortable doing it with the COVID situation, to get together and have team building and bonding time. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can go to a place or just have a potluck, but please come and bring a notebook and a pen. We're gonna have a small amount of training and a lot of team building and bonding. So would love, love, love to see you. If you are coming, please RSVP to the event and all that glitters regarding a team dinner, so I have a head count to know how much food to have. Okay, I really wanted to talk about other things, but I always promise to get you guys out of here. Those on the East Coast, it's already 9:07 and you want to get off of here, and it's 8:07 here, and I could stay on, but why would I do that? So I'm going to hop off. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I hope that this training was really great. If you have any suggestions for future trainings, please let me know. As always, we hit our goal. We hit 75 people. They did come. I'm so excited. You don't know how that makes my heart so happy. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the most out of this. So please let me know what I can do to always improve, and any suggestions on training that you're wanting. I would love to help and do that. Let's see. Is that Jen? Did you just message me about that? Yeah, Jen is going to just pop on. She has a 2-minute thing. I wanted her to go over how amazing we as Color Street are as a company. Just a reminder before we pop off, because we want to have thoughts about how awesome we are. So we have actions that are fantastic and results that we need. So take it away, Jen.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw in the Join All That Glitters group, I popped it in there. It was on the Color Street official site that we just won the InStyle, what did they call it? The InStyle Reader's Choice Beauty Awards, which is like fantastic, amazing. We have never paid for a lick of advertising, and we have had so many featured spots. We've been on the Today Show. We were on the Wendy Williams Show. We've been in InStyle Magazine, Cosmo, Real Simple Magazine. Last year for Google in 2019, we were the #1 most Googled beauty trend. And out of those 10, we were the only brand name. The other things were like contouring your cheekbones or, you know, how to put on false eyelashes, that kind of thing. So that was really big. We also, there's a publication, Direct Selling News. And so in 2018, you know, we just launched in June of 2017. In 2018, we were number 78 on the fastest growing direct selling companies. And then last year, we had jumped up to number 38. So I can't wait to see what we are for 2020, because we have just been like totally blowing up, and it's so exciting to be on the inside. And yeah, it's amazing. Did I say Real Simple Magazine too? Yeah. So yeah, I think I said all the things I wanted to say. It's just amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I say it and I'm going to say it again until I'm blue in the darn face, but, and this is my belief. So this is what my results and my actions are. I'm sorry, but I love this model and I'm going to beat it into you guys now. But we are like the new frontier, right? We are taking on, like, I just picture, this is how I picture Color Street. We're on the East Coast and we're literally taking the United States by storm. I know that's really weird because I know you're all living in different pockets, but in my brain, I literally view, I've got my, you know, my covered wagon, and I'm galloping across the United States, and I'm staking my claim everywhere I can before we go to Canada and then head to Europe. Like, I'm like, get the hell out of my way, because I'm going to be like the best Color Street stylist. You guys don't have that attitude. I'm sorry to tell you, I'm going to win. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm a little competitive. Larry taught me that. That's my dad. So anyway, you have to be like that. That is the belief. We haven't even gone international yet. Do you even know what you're a part of? That is the biggest, boldest, baddest thing that you could ever be a part of. Super exciting. One final thing because I know there's some new stylists on here, so I want to say this to you guys. You have the best product. Let me tell you why. We have instant belief, you guys. Instant belief. No one has instant belief. No one. We do. We don't have to wait to lose a pound, color a hair, whiten a tooth, you know, lose some acne. We don't have any of that. We literally slap it on, and within 10 seconds, people go, love it, hate it, whatever. They know. Most of them say, love it. Usually they're pretty shocked. Be proud of your product. Be proud of your company. We are amazing. So take your belief, get into that model, and like run with it, you guys. This is so exciting. What an exciting time to be part of this. If you need help, if you're struggling, you reach up to your upline. If they can't, you reach to me. We will get you off and running. Let's do this. Super pumped, super excited. I'll catch you around in all that glitters this week. And then we have our team meeting again next Monday, same time. All right? Thank you guys for popping on. I love you so much, and I will see you next week. All right? See you guys. I will post this, I swear to God, sooner than later.